Welcome to Justice, a lawyer's hangout, where we dissect legal issues and educate the public on the law. I am Chizaram Lilian Oyike, and with me here today are my colleagues, Mr. Chidi Odo and Mr. Amadi Ebenezer. Thank you and welcome for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. On today's episode, we'll be discussing the digital trap, a legal lifeline for borrowers. In recent years, digital lending platforms have surged, offering quick loans but often trapping borrowers in cycles of debt, harassment, and legal confusion. Today, we unpack the legal rights, the red flags, and the practical remedies available to protect borrowers. Now, let's dive into it. Now, Mr. Chidi, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to begin with you. Now, let's talk about the borrowing rights. Mr. Chidi, what are the non-negotiable legal protection for a borrower in Nigeria, and what recourse do they have if these rights are violated?
Well, borrowing money is inevitable in human existence.
Yes.
You know, they say that so far the citizens are in existence, there must borrowing and lending, you know. But then, because of predatory and extortionist tendency of money lenders, you know, the law has come up to regulate the systems and the procedure for borrowing money in Nigeria. That's why most states have a money lenders law, especially in FCT, they have money lenders act, you know, to regulate the behaviors of money lender, because it's no longer a free-for-all enterprise. So the law has put in checks and balances, you know, to guide the business of money lending in Nigeria, you know, by codifying it in money lenders law. So some of those laws are sections are that for you to be a money lender, you must have a money lender's license, you must have a certificate, you must operate according to the law, and you must charge interest authorized by the law. If you fail to do all these, you have a run foul of the law, and then it is punishable.
Okay.
So therefore, if you feel that your rights has been breached, you know, in respect of money lending activity, you have a right to approach the court to enforce your rights.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Chidi. Now, Mr. Ahmed, I'm going to bring you in here. Now, let's discuss the agreement itself. Now, Mr. Ahmadi, what makes a loan agreement enforceable in court, like he mentioned, and under the Money Lenders Act? And what are the most common mistakes a money lender can make that can render the agreement legally void?
Okay, thank you for the question.
Yes.
First of all, we need to understand that when it has to do with lending of money,
yes,
it's a contract between the lender and the borrower. So there is that, especially when it has to do with the interest rate.
Right.
You must state it in that agreement.
Right.
So a lender that fails to provide all these requirements has a challenge of the loan being challenged in the court.
Right.
Especially when it includes compound interest.
Right.
So it becomes a problem because the Money Lenders Act makes it unlawful to charge compound interest.
Right.
So that's it.
Okay, so thank you so much. Now, next, Mr. Chidi. Now, debt recovery can be a very contentious issue. Mr. Chidi, what are the legal boundaries for debt recovery in Nigeria, and how does the Money Lenders Act protect a borrower from illegal harassment? You know, we've seen situations where if someone will borrow money and these money lenders are harassing them over and over again. Now, how can the Money Lenders Act protect borrowers from this illegal harassment from this? Yes.
Thank you for the question. First of all, I want to start by quoting Shakespeare in Hamlet, where he said, "Neither a borrower nor a lender be, because we lose both loan and friends, and borrowing does the edge of husbandry."
Right.
So Shakespeare in the Elizabethan age has warned people about borrowing money, you know, because of tendency of money lenders.
Right.
Also, in Shakespeare's book, in Merchant of Venice, you know, the issue there was the issue of borrowing and interest, where Shylock, you know, lent money to Antonio, and in payment, he said, "I don't want money, but I want a pound of flesh."
Right.
So that's the attitude of money lenders. They always go to the extreme to reap according to, in parentheses, where they did not sow, and to maximize the opportunity to extort money from people. So right from the ancient days, people have always had a hatred and criticism of money lenders because of their activities. Therefore, if a money lender wants to recover the money, the law stipulates what the money lender should do. The first thing is to follow the due process of law.
Right.
Write a demand letter to the debtor And then if the person fails to pay, you go to court of law that has jurisdiction to recover the money.
Right.
Then if you get judgment against the borrower, you now levy execution.
Right. Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Madi, the term loan shark is often used. Mr. Madi, what are the specific legal characteristics that can distinguish a legal loan shark from a legitimate or licensed money lender in Nigeria?
Now, a loan shark is a person or a company that gives out loan to money to borrowers on a high interest rate. And secondly, they adopt the unlawful means of recovering the money through use of threats, harassment, data privacy violation, and even coercion to obtain their loan. I've seen situations where people even go as far as going to the borrower's house to, arrest them and all those things. So they are loan sharks. Their main strategy is to give out the loan and add high interest rates to make profit from it. And in some instances also, some of these loan sharks are not licensed, so they don't obtain license. So, but for a company, for a loan company that is not a loan shark, follows the regulatory procedure in terms of the interest rates, not charging high interest rates, and secondly, not using unlawful means to collect the loans. So,
Mr. Madi, how can we, for instance, for people who are normal people, how can they be able to distinguish between loan sharks and people who are licensed money lenders in Nigeria?
Okay, now let me come to the practical aspects. We have the FCPC Act, which mandated the Federal Consumer Protection Commission with the power to protect consumers. So the FCPC has gone further to make some money lending regulations or guidelines. Now, right now in Nigeria, we have the list of digital loan companies under the FCPC. So if you go there, you can make your search to find those that have the approvals. Some are already suspended also. So any person that wants to go get a loan, to make that distinction, you need to go through the FCPC to know if these people are registered, if they have the approval or license from the FCPC, so that in case of any violation, they will be held accountable. You can write a petition against them to FCPC for them to be suspended or sanctioned.
Thank you so much for answering that question, because I was very curious as to know how people can identify money lenders from money lenders that are licensed in Nigeria. So, Mr. Chidi, I'm going to bring you in here. Finally, what for our first episode? Now, we want to get practical, Mr. Chidi. What are the immediate actions and actionable steps that a borrower should take if they are being harassed by a digital money lender?
Well, if you have borrowed, first of all, I said neither a lender or borrower pay, but each of them will still put you inside problem. But money lending is contract. If you have entered into a contract, you have a duty, moral obligation and legal obligation to repay the loan you have collected from the money lender. However, if you feel that money lender is harassing you or using unfair tactics or reasonable means to recover the money, your first point of action is to report to Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, and then bring it to the attention of what the loan sharks are doing also. You can also bring your application and report to some human rights organization, including National Human Rights Commission. Then if they continue or persist in their breach of your rights, you can go to court to enforce your rights. You can also bring rights for enforcement of fundamental rights, for freedom of dignity of human persons. Because most often they can also use police to come and coerce you to pay the money by trying to label the transaction illegal or something. You can also bring action joining the police, barring or restraining the police from harassing you, because the matter is a civil transaction. So these are preliminary steps someone can take to have a protection.
Thank you so much, you both, for being here. Let's take a short break, and when we return, we'll wrap up the first conversation with some final thoughts. Stay with us. Thank you.
Camera rolling. Light set. Sound check. And action.
Hello everyone. everyone. Welcome to today's program.
A program where we get to talk about the daily
lawyers
happenings around
dissect
the
legal
world.
issues with intent to educate.
This is the perfect space to create professional quality videos, recording news, podcasts, and all media content. With top-of-the-line cameras, studio lighting, soundproof spaces, we provide everything you need for a seamless shoot. Our fully equipped studio ensures high-quality production every time. Enjoy a comfortable, air-conditioned environment with professional-grade gear and expert support. Contact us now or visit our Abuja location to reserve your spot.
Welcome, and thank you for staying with us. Now, to round off our first episode, can you both offer some parting thoughts on the most important legal takeaways for our listeners, if you have anything that you would like to add? Mr. Chidi, we'll start with you. Yes.
Well, our viewers, my first advice to you is once a loan agreement is given to you,
yes,
the first port of call is to meet your lawyer. Mm-hmm. First of all, to find out whether the money lender has money lender's license.
Right.
That is number one. Number two, to find out whether the due process of law has been followed.
Right.
Irrespective of the law says that the money lender must have a fixed address.
Right.
Everything must be written on ink, before you take the money. Also, ascertain whether the interest rate is in conformity with the law, because the law provides exact interest rate to be charged.
Right.
Specifically, Money Lenders Act of applicable in the FCT said the first loan is 12.5%.
Right.
Per annum. The second one, 17% per annum for secured loan with property or thereabouts. Then the last one, if there is no security at all, is 48% per annum. Mm-hmm. So any money lender charging above this interest, is running against the law. And the provision of the law is that anybody that engages in illegal transaction cannot expect the law to come and bail the person out of, they call it, there's a legal maxim,
for it, yes.
There's a legal maxim for such. So first of all, check whether you're under the due process of law. Finally, if we are already a victim of money lending tactics,
right,
the provision of FCT Act stipulate that the court has the right to open up the money lender transaction,
right,
to review the money lender transaction and come up with appropriate interest to be charged,
right,
in circumstances of that case. So don't shy away, don't succumb to the intimidation of money lenders.
Right.
You can also surrender the document of the transaction to court to review the transaction for the purpose of charging the legally recognized interest.
Right.
That is my parting shot.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chidi. I don't know if you have anything to add to this. Yeah.
Okay, just briefly, in addition to what my colleague said,
right,
I think my advice to borrowers is this: anytime you are borrowing money from any money lending company, whether digital or physical assessing of the loan, make sure you review the contract properly.
Right, right.
The issue I have observed, particularly from people that borrow money, is they don't even have time to read the contract, right, or the privacy or the policy.
The terms and conditions, they just move in.
They just click accept because they need money.
Right.
And when it's now time for payment, their eyes is now open that, look at the kind of interest I'm going to pay back.
Right.
So you have to always review and know whether the loan is right for you or
right,
not.
Right.
And secondly, whenever there is any form of violation of your right, whether it's your consumer rights or your privacy rights, don't hesitate to go to court.
Right.
That is why we are lawyers. The problem I have with Nigerians, with some Nigerians, is that we are so reluctant in enforcing our rights.
Right.
And that is the reason why these loan companies continue to oppress them, because we don't want to challenge our rights. Whenever there is any form of violation of your rights, file an action in court and even recover damages for the violation.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for being here, and thank you for your insight today. Now, this has been a very crucial step in understanding a borrower's rights. Now, join us next time in our next episode and follow us on our social media handles as LJ in Nigeria. And until then, bye.